Still streaming.
Hi, and we're hoping we're back now. We are hoping we are back. So I'm going to need some yeses here. Are we back? We are. So I'm sorry about that. It's a brand new computer. It was auto updating. They are brilliant, these computers, aren't they? Yeah, they are brilliant. I'm completely with it. Alfie had a little excitement as well. So you're probably glad that the sound wasn't completely on at that point. So anyway, I have to say it's good to get this out of the way now. So it's brilliant. Now I've got to just collect myself and work out what's going on. Okay. So yes, it's been pretty tricky, some of the stuff we've been doing over the last week. So we're going to bring the level down a bit, and we're going to talk about responding to One No Trump, if that's okay. But we got a tricky hand though, so a tricky hand, and obviously some tricky quizzes as usual. Thank you to Helen for. I mean, she's working like a stalwart, setting this computer up and doing all sorts of things. So it's amazing. What else is going on? Well, we are gradually making our way to setting up for the new website, which is really exciting. And what is brilliant is while we were doing it and testing pages, Stuart managed to see my first seminar on the new thing. So well done to Stuart. Somehow he managed to find a page where we were testing things, and so yeah, no, I think he enjoyed it as well. He sent me an email to say, where are the set hands? And I was a bit shocked. I think, well, you shouldn't have seen it yet. So the set hands would have been coming out later, so that was quite funny. A number of people have sent me some emails about Teams, how do you set up Teams, etc. So what I'm going to do for that is suggest that you try Paul Gibson. So that's Gipson. He's a Scottish man who has put up a lot of YouTube videos on various things on BBO. So if you go to YouTube, search for Paul Gibson, some very useful stuff there, setting up Teams and all sorts. I'm going to be creating actually some videos myself, not as many as he has there, for the website, which will take you through some simple things. But you've definitely got some options there, so I'd recommend going up there and having a look at those. I mean, not going up to Scotland, but going to on the internet. And I'm just making sure I know what I'm doing here. I think I do. Yes, so we will be doing all sorts of things on that site, and I'll come to that. I think I'm going to show you a quiz. Now, you've already seen this, so you don't really need to see it again. I think you've been looking at it for some time. But a quick repeat before we go to our seminar. Okay. All right. So that's one spade from your partner, pass, and it's your bid. One spade from your partner, pass, and it's your bid. Yeah, so it's Gibson. It is Gibson, but I have a feeling it might be pronounced Gibson, but it's Gibson, Gipson. Okay. All right. So what we're going to talk about today is the responses to One No Trump. And today we're going to start on transfers, as I say, bringing the level of the seminar down slightly. Okay, so let's have a look. So what are our responses to One No Trump? Okay, well, 2 clubs, Stayman, of course. And I want you to play transfers. So for those of you who've not played, let's do it. If you are playing, we're just going to do some revision for you here. Okay. All right. 2 diamonds shows 5 or more hearts. 2 hearts shows 5 or more spades. So that is your transfer system. It might sound odd if you've not played it before, but essentially you are agreeing with your partner, we are going to play this. Okay. 2 spades, interesting. I wonder what a lot of you play that. We'll look at that probably in a couple of days' time, the various options. Some of you will play it as a certain number of points. Some of you will play it as long minors. I usually play it as a weak hand with the long minors, but we will talk about it. We're not going to talk about it today. 2 No Trumps is a natural bid, invitational. Okay. And the 3 level R is for strong bids, natural and strong. Some of you will play all sorts of different things, so don't worry about that. But the focus is going to be at the moment on the transfers to diamonds and to hearts. Okay, quick note on the teams. Someone was asking how the teams went. It was a great match. We enjoyed it. I tend to leave the discussion of the teams until Wednesday. Okay, until Wednesday, simply because there's a few people who like to catch up on it. So rather than have a spoiler alert, we will look at a hand from the teams on Wednesday. Okay, so I have a little ditty that I like to recount when I deal with Stayman and transfers, and that is Stayman is used for 4, transfers for 5 or more. So Stayman is used when you have 4 cards in the major suits, transfers when you have 5 or more cards. Stayman is used for 4, transfers for 5 or more. Okay, so the red suit transfers, of course they're called red suits because we're using 2 diamonds and 2 hearts. 2 diamonds says partner, I have 5 or more hearts. You know nothing about the rest of my hand yet, give me a chance. I'm just telling you I've got 5 or more hearts. Now when we're playing live, of course, most of the world now the partner announces hearts. I say most of the world because there are exceptions. I think Scotland still doesn't do it and Northern Ireland may not still do it. Okay, but of course we're online at the moment, so you tend to self-alert. You would just say hearts, or in fact a lot of people will already know. Okay, and 2 hearts shows 5 or more spades. It's a system that you agree with your partner. And I have to say now, if you sat down with a random partner and said, let's play Akol, I think a lot of you will just assume you're playing transfers. Now, traditionally, you'd have had to say Stayman and transfers or something like that to your partner. But nowadays, I think if you sat in a normal club, let's say, and you sat down with a partner, it seems a long way away, but if you did that, you'd probably assume you were playing transfers, but it is a good idea to check. Okay? So those are the 2 elements. Let's see how they work. Well, to work out how we respond to 1 no trump, and we're talking about a weak no trump if that's all right, so 12 to 14 points to work out what to do. Just a quick one, if you are still struggling, you may need to re-sign in, so go out and come back in because obviously of the updates that we've done. So hand strengths, there are 3 types of hand generally you have opposite a 1 no trump opening bid. And that is weak when you don't think game is on, intermediate when you think game might be on, and strong when you know game is on. Okay, so let's look at the point counts for those. When you've got fewer than 11 points, and this is after you've fully evaluated your hand, as we'll see. If you've got fewer than 11, you don't think there's a chance for game. So often you'll just transfer and that'll be the end, as we'll see. If you're intermediate, if you think there's a chance for game, you're going to make 2 bids. You may well show your 5 card suit, okay, and then rebid. Okay, pie, I think that's pie if I remember. I think you should generally use transfers quite early on. So even if you are in your first year, I think it's not a bad idea to get this idea in, because you're going to find 90% of Budge players will be playing it, if not more. So, it's quite, I mean, I'm assuming you will have learnt Stayman. Most people do in their first year, opposite 1 no trump. So using transfers isn't a bad idea. So I'd quite recommend you have a go at this, okay, if you fancy it. And of course, when you're strong, you're going to transfer, okay, and then you're going to bid game of some sort, or at least a descriptive bid. So let's just put that into perspective. So the first and most important thing about transfers is that your partner is going to do as he's told. 1 no trump, 2 diamonds. I've bid 2 diamonds. He's going to bid my suit. Okay? Okay. 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts. Okay. West doesn't look at his hand. He just bids 2 hearts. We're going to see what West does on Wednesday. The key here is 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts. Okay. And that's important because East is relying on West bidding 2 hearts so that East can now describe his hand. And if he is weak, if he's intermediate, if he's strong. So East has 5 hearts in his hand or more. That is fundamental. Let's have a look. Okay, so I've bid the transfer. What do I do next? Well, if I've got 0 to 10 points, I'm stopping there, thank you very much. And that's exactly what you would have done with a weak takeout, except you'd have done 2 hearts. Zoe, possibly another time we'll look at super recept. We're looking at the basic level here of transfers, okay? So what I'm going to be telling people is partner will close his eyes and bid 2 hearts. But you're quite right, Zoe, if you've played them a long time, there are different ways of doing it. So with weak hands, it is a transfer, and then when my partner just bids my suit, I am passing, okay? And he doesn't get another bid. Now, if I'm intermediate, I transfer and say, partner, I've got 5 card in my major. And now I invite game. Well, how do I do that? Well, in the same way as you would normally. I either rebid 2 no trumps to say, partner, I've shown you my 5 hearts. I've got 11 points. Or I can rebid hearts. But of course, what does that show? If you've already shown 5, rebidding hearts again promises 6 or more. And that is important when you get used to it. Okay, and then with the strong hands, you've got 2 options. 3 options, I should say. You transfer first. You know your partner's going to bid again. Now you can either just bid 3 no trumps. Don't forget that might not be the end of the auction. We'll look at that on Wednesday. Because when I've rebid 3 no trumps, partner, I've already shown you 5 hearts. You choose. Or I could rebid 4 hearts. Partner, I know we've got a fit. Remember, when partner opens 1 no trump, he's promising 2 or more in each suit. So if I've got 6 or 7 hearts, I know we've got a fit. The third option is quite important, and that is when you transfer and then you rebid it in a new suit. Okay, and that shows a strong, unbalanced hand. And what's important here is it is a strong hand. Now, some of you who were watching the teams on last Friday would have seen I had a hand of 10 or 11 points where I transferred and I rebid 2 no trumps because I couldn't guarantee game. Whereas a few of you wanted me to rebid 3 clubs, but with only 10 points, 10 high card points, that would have taken the auction too high if partner only had 12 points. So you can only rebid a new suit if you've got a strong hand. But isn't that a beautiful thing? The flexibility it gives you? Being able to show 5 hearts and maybe 5 clubs as well. And knowing your partner's going to bid again. So transfers give you flexibility, but it also allows the stronger hand to play the hand. And let's look at that to start with. This is a classic transferring hand. So your partner opens 1 no trump, and you don't want to leave your partner in it, let's be honest. Okay, yes, it is, Margaret. It is a game force if you do bid transfer and then another suit. So 1 no trump, what are you going to bid with this hand? You know that your side should play in hearts. He's not going to make any tricks from me. Okay, he's not going to make any tricks from me. So if in no trump, so I'm going to just bid hearts. Okay. So here, it's a transfer though. And the beauty of the transfer is that my partner gets playing it. Okay, gets to play it. So that's good news. He bids 2 hearts, and of course, what do? I just pass. So traditionally, Pi, for example, you would have bid 2 hearts if you were playing a weak takeout. But we've changed that. We're bidding 2 diamonds with this hand, and then your partner bids 2 hearts, and you pass. And of course, you end up playing 2 hearts, but your partner's hand is disguised. I have a feeling your opponents might try to come in, but that's another matter. Okay, the point is we didn't want to play at 1 no trump because we're so weak. Remember, don't think transfers show any points. They show 0. I mean, I've given you 1 point here, but the transfer is simply saying I've got 5 or more hearts. Okay, don't worry. I mean, if you're new to transfers and that kind of things, there's a few people discussing things about how you show 5-4 and 5-5 in the majors. Do not worry about that if you've never played transfers. Okay, there are all sorts of ways where you can bid different types of hands, and that's slightly more advanced. I'll probably come to that another time. So nice and simple. Weak hand, you transfer and pass. What about this hand? 1 no trump. So we're going to transfer. Okay, transfer to spades. So we're bidding 2 hearts here, the bid below your suit. Your partner bids 2 spades. That's important. Okay, he does that because I'm telling him to, and he always obeys me. Now it's your rebid. Well, I'm hoping you feel you've got a nice 11 count, but I don't think there's no reason to go straight for game here. And the crucial thing here, Zoe, is you've shown your 5 spades. Okay, so for anybody thinking of rebidding 3 spades, it's all right. I didn't see it, Zoe. Okay, when you transfer, you've shown 5 spades. So for anybody who's new to it, okay, the key here is I have shown my 5 spades, okay, and therefore, okay, Zoe, the mistake's been made a lot. There are 6 digits in the spade suit, okay, and that's not unreasonable. So we're going to rebid 2 no trumps. And the beauty of this is I have shown my 5 card spade suit, and now I'm inviting my partner to game. Okay, so I've shown my 5 card spade suit. So if my partner's got a doubleton and he's got a weak hand, he can pass. If he's got a strong hand, he can bid 3 no trumps. If he likes my spades, he'll bid 3 spades or 4 spades. It's lovely and flexible. Today we're just looking at the responding hand. On Wednesday we're going to look at the opening hand. Okay. Yeah, you can use the T for 10, which often the computers need to, but people tend to like to see the 1 and the 0, and that's why we tend to use it when we're doing it pictorially. Okay, have a look at this one. What do you fancy with this one? 1 no trump. We'll transfer, and then it's your rebid. Excuse me. Okay, what are we doing here? Well, the first thing is how have you evaluated your hand? That's key. Do you feel it's strong enough to bid over 2 spades? Okay. And I'm hoping that you're happy that this hand is worth an invitation. Okay, you've got a good 10 points, you've got a nice 10 of spades and a 6 card suit. So I would evaluate this as between 11 and 12 points. If my partner likes the spades, I have a feeling we'll make a game. So I think we should be inviting game. We have 6 spades. 7 digits, but 6 spades. So rather than we bidding 2 no trumps, we're going to bid 3 spades. Okay, I think 4 spades is too much here. If your partner's got a small doubleton in spades and a 12 count, I don't think you'll necessarily make 4 spades. So I want to invite my partner, okay, and let him choose. If he likes my spades, he may well go for the game. Or if he's got 14 points, I'd expect him to go for game. Remember, he's in charge. He knows I have 6 or more points. He doesn't have to settle for spades. If he had a small doubleton, he might decide, no, I'm going to try 3 no trumps. Okay. Yeah, good point there from Lewis. If I had the queens and jacks in different suits, sometimes you don't. Here, the king, queen together and the ace, jack, 10 together makes it a really nice hand. I hope you're happy with that. And we'll be looking at some evaluation on Friday, funnily enough, when I talk about the 2 spade response to 1 no trump. Okay, how about this one? 1 no trump from your partner. Once again, we're going to transfer. Okay, that's important. I know I've got game in my hand, but I know I trust my partner. When I bid 2 hearts, he's not just going to alert it or whatever, he's going to bid 2 spades. Okay, now it's your bid. So you know you're going to get a second bid, and that's the beauty of transfers, as long as you're both playing them. We've all been there. I've certainly played with someone I thought I was playing transfers and they passed me, and I've passed other people. So we're going to rebid, and remember it's 3 no trumps. Okay, remember it is 3 no trumps here. Okay, so I know game is on. Partner, I've shown you my 5 spades. You choose, please, partner. Okay, and of course, as we'll see when we look at partner's bidding, he has to make a choice. 3 no trumps isn't necessarily ending the auction here. It's saying, partner, I've shown you my 5 spades. I don't know anything about your hand, because remember, you've bid 2 spades blindly. I just want you to bid it for me. Now you know I'm strong enough to go for game. Go for it. Okay, so we don't know what happens after that. And have a look at this one. 1 no trump again. Again, we are transferring. Well, I'll say that we don't have to. Let's just discuss this one first. Okay, 1 no trump. Remember, we're only going to bid Stayman when we're playing transfers, generally if we have at least 1 4-card major. Okay, someone asking why not Stayman. We only bid Stayman ever when we've got a 4-card major in our hand. Sometimes we will have a 4-card major and a 5-card major. That's a different matter. Okay, but we must have at least 1 4-card major to bid Stayman if we're playing transfers. Okay. There are other ways of playing that, I should say. Okay, but that's another one. Here, I'm going to finish in 4 spades. Is everybody happy with that? So you have 2 choices. Okay, now this is tricky for those of you who've never played transfer, but the idea is you could just bid 4 spades. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer and let my partner play the hand. So I'm going to finish in 4 spades. I know we've got a fit. Okay, so you've got a choice. And now that's tricky, and for those of you who are used to transfers, I'm going to explain what you're doing here. What you are choosing is who do you want to play the contract? More particularly, who would you want the lead to go up to? Okay, remember, this is responding to 1 no trump this hand. Okay, who would you want the lead to go up to? And I think probably you would want a heart or diamond lead to go up to your partner. So I am transferring, finishing in 4 spades and letting North lead. And I think North might have an uncomfortable lead. You know, okay, he might find a club or a spade lead, but if he leads a heart or diamond, I think that would be to our advantage because hopefully our partner's got some high cards there. So that's a tricky idea. But the main thing here is I'm transferring, I'm showing my spades. Okay, I think everybody understands that if it goes 1 no trump 4 spades, that would be a natural bid as well. But if you bid 4 spades straight away, you play the contract. Okay, I'd feel with 6 spades and 2 doubletons there, Denise, I think really you should be suggesting spades as a contract. Okay, all right, but it's, to be honest, there's little between bidding 4 spades and transferring here. But imagine your partner's got King Jack of Hearts and Ace Jack of Diamonds, something like that, which isn't unreasonable. A lead through him is great for the defense. A lead up to him is great for your partner. Okay, but there is an element, Suzanne's saying there, absolutely, you can choose who the declarer is. Now, I know all partnerships are precisely equal, but that's not what the members of the partnership often think. So if you do think you're the better the declarer play, then you can hog the contract. If not, and you think your partner's the better one, well, then you can let them play. Okay, here I think the hands are probably about equal in strength, so it's all about what you think is important. To be honest, when I look at the hand there, I think they know I'm going to have 6 spades for my bidding. The only thing they're actually going to see of importance to them is the Ace King of Clubs. So to be honest, I would prefer to disguise my partner's hand on this hand, but it's a close call, and again, it's your choice. That's the beauty of bridge. Okay, let's look at one more hand before we finish the little bit of seminar then. And this again exhibits the flexibility of transfers. Okay, really lovely flexibility of transfers here. So what we're going to do is show 2 suits here, of course. So 1 no trump from your partner. I'm going to transfer to spades and then rebid 3 clubs. Okay, transfer to spade, rebid 3 clubs. It's important that we are in agreement that this is strong. Now, what is fundamental here is that you trust each other, because I could have the auction that goes 1 no trump, 2 hearts from me, transfer 2 spades. When I rebid 3 hearts, I would be showing hearts as well. I would not be saying, partner, I didn't mean to transfer. That's important. So don't forget that. When I bid 2 hearts in response to 1 no trump, partner, I have 5 or more spades. Do not forget that. Whatever I bid afterwards, I have 5 or more spades. Here, I bid 3 clubs. That is forcing to gain. That's really important. It's forcing to gain. Okay, and sometimes you'll find, I mean, with hands like this, the potential of them are huge. If you have a big fit, so if your partner happened to have Queen to 5 clubs or something like that, you could imagine a slam even opposite a weak no trump, but unlikely. Okay, but it will exhibit that you are weak in the other 2 suits. So again, having the high cards in your long suits important here. Does it promise 5? Not necessarily. Okay, 4 plus. Right, okay, it only has to be 4 plus, but we'd usually do it for a reason. If I had high cards in the other suits, I might have rebid 3 no trumps here if I was 2-2. Okay, but it's a nice bid. So that is the transfer system from the responder's point of view. On Wednesday, we're looking at it from the opener's point of view. I hope that helped some of you who've not done transfers too much, who wanted a bit of revision there. Okay, let's look at the quiz. 1 spade pass. Now, what I said on Friday, I think it was in a way, I want you to tell me what not to bid with this one. Well, what not to bid, ironically, I was then going to come back with that by saying, I don't mind if you're a relative beginner to bid 4 spades. So the key is, once you've been playing bridge quite a lot, we use a 4 spade response to 1 spade as a hand that is not strong. That's true, Suzanne, you shouldn't pass either. I hadn't thought about that one. But basically, bidding 4 spades is generally what we call a shutout bid. It says, partner, I've got a great distributional hand here, okay, but I don't want you to be looking for a slam, okay? So, and that's the key here. So I don't mind if you bid 4 spades if you don't like having science or whatever and you're not that interested in slams, but I'm hoping if you're coming on my site over the next month or so, you're going to get excited about slams and hopefully change your mind. If, of course, you play conventions, as I'm sure a lot of you do, you might bid 2 no trumps here. Do not worry about that if you don't play conventions. I'm sure there's a lot of, Sue Whitston's just said it there, 2 no trumps, Jacoby. That's not something you play if you've not agreed it. So whenever you do a bidding quiz, you assume it's natural, okay? Generally, we'll be talking in week 6, we'll be mentioning splinters. Steve, I prefer to play splinters. So if I was jumping to the 4 level in a new suit, again, that would mean something specific to me. Okay, we're nowhere near a 4 no trump bid here. Okay, and again, we'll be talking about Blackwood in the coming weeks. This hand is not suitable for that. But we are excited. But what we've got to bear in mind is if our partner's got a minimum opening hand, 4 spades is going to be high enough. We just want to give him permission if he has 16 or 17 points or maybe 18 points to go on. And the problem with 4 spades is that shuts things out. Okay, so if you play lots of conventions, you can use them here. I'm going to play naturally. So what we're going to do is a number of you have put the acronym there, DGR. It stands for Delayed Game Raise. We're going to change the suit here and then bid game. It's not the perfect way of bidding it, and if you're willing to have some system, I do sometimes talk about this 2 no trump bid as an artificial bid, okay? 3 no trumps, I only play as a pudding raise with specifically 4, 3, 3, 3, okay? So anybody who thought about 3 no trumps, you should really, that should be 4, 3, 3, 3, partner. I have no roughing values at all. Your king doubleton here could be quite valuable in a 4 spades game, okay? So I think 3 no trumps here should be 4, 3, 3, 3, but it would show 4 card support. It's a natural bid, actually. I'd generally that should be played in ACL, although some of you play 3 no trumps as just shut up. So I'm going to bid 2 clubs and then bid 4 spades. It's not ideal bidding, okay? It's not ideal bidding. As Peter says, it could only show 3 card support, but the idea is it says, partner, I've got the high card points to bid game. The difficulty with 3 spades here is it's non-forcing. So if you want to bid 3 spades as a response to 1 spade, your partner can pass, okay? So it is tricky, and in a way you'd prefer to have system. Okay, but the key is by bidding 2 clubs, understand your partner must bid again. What does delayed game raise mean? It means, partner, when I bid 4 spades later, I have a strong hand. I have delayed my raise to game. It says exactly what it says on the tin, as it were. So it's going to go 1 spade, 2 clubs. If my partner makes a natural bid of 2 diamonds, I would then jump to 4 spades. It means I've shown my high card points. It doesn't, I can't necessarily promise 4 of them, which is not ideal, and that's why we don't like it. And not only that, it takes up a huge amount of space. Okay, and cue bidding's not easy, okay? But if we bid 4 spades on this hand, look at the 2 hands, your partner will pass. Here, it'll go 1 spade, 2 clubs, and actually your partner will jump to 3 spades. David, 4 spades is not a complete shutout bid, but it does say, partner, unless you are very, very strong, you will find that my 7 losers is based on distribution and not strength. So, for example, if I have a king to 5 spades and king queen to 5 clubs, opposite 1 spade, I'm going to jump to 4 spades. And now we're going to be nowhere near 5 spades, let alone 6. Here, the bidding will go 1 spade past 2 clubs, jump to 3 spades from your partner, and we will then make our way to a slam. And I'm not going to bid it now because it's not easy. Okay, all right, but it's the kind of hand that I'll show you on the website, and we'll talk about how to find a slam. Over three spades from East would be showing about 16 points. Suddenly we're in the 30-point range. So by bidding 2 clubs, you hear your partner bid 3 spades. Remember, he thinks you've got 5 clubs. He thinks it's a natural bid. He doesn't think you've got spades supporting. Okay, so your partner has to bid again once. He's bid 3 spades. I'm placing him with the equivalent of 16 points. I've got 14. We've got a 10 card fit. He's jumped to 3 spades, would show 6. And so 30 or more points. Sorry, I'm saying this as if you know that this is the very start of my first seminar on the new thing. How do you know when we should be in the slam region? When should we get excited? It's when you have 30 or more total points and a big fit. And we'll be talking about that hopefully next week. Stuart has already seen it, so he's already talking about it anyway. Okay. Anyway, that was tricky. I'm rambling. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about now. Oh yes, I'll show you. Let's look at the website. I won't talk about too much more about that. Because we'll talk about it a little bit. One of the things we're going to talk about is how I'm wanting it to be interactive. So it's Bernard Magee Bridge. Do come and join us. The founder membership's still open for another week before we start, and that's $11.99 per week. But no, sorry. Well, it would be great. No, per month, $11.99 per month. And we're trying to keep everything in. We're trying to, so we're doing seminars, quizzes, hands of the week, and we're also having the interaction. So we're going to have a group, and I've got my helpers on board. They've been brilliant. They've been supportive. So they're doing proofreading for me at the moment. They're going to be in the chat room so that they'll be between 3 and 4:15. We'll have that manned during the week. So hopefully if you need to talk about something or whatever. And then, of course, I'm actually now engaged in getting some of them to be on the playing site when we do the set hands. So on the set hands, just at the start of it, there'll be a few people about just in case you need a hand on trying to work out how to get to the competition that we're setting up for you to play if you want to. I mean, the set hands are playable in a number of ways. You don't have to go on to BBO. You can play them on a software if you want to. But you could also, as a husband and wife, you could, I don't know, if you've got a different screen each, you cover up one hand, the other one covers another, and you can bid the hand, because I will be showing videos of them. I will be having sort of between 8 and 10 minutes of video for each hand, so that you can just look at that if you want. All sorts of different ways of, but I mean, set hands is the way I've always loved doing seminars. Having a seminar and then having the chance to practice the kind of things. No, you can always cancel. So those of you wondering if you can sign, I'd love it. I mean, if you want to sign up for a year, that's fine. But no, you sign up. Your first payment comes out on when we start on Monday, and then you can cancel at any time. Okay, at any time. Okay, let's look at another quiz. There we go. 1 no trump from your left. No, from your right hand opponent. 1 no trump from your right hand opponent, south, and it's your bid. 1 no trump from south, and it is your bid. So have a look at that one. That doesn't read right if that's Helen or Will. It says Susan, cancel whenever you want. I think it should say you can cancel. Okay, that's all right. Okay. So yes, you can. That's easy. Okay, sorry, I'll leave that up for a second more. There we go. So 1 no trump, and it's your bid. And it is a weak no trump, I should say. So it's 1 no trump from your opponent, remember? Okay, Brian, 1 no trump from your opponent there. Okay, once again, a number of you, while we're there, 1 no trump from your opponent. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at the thing to finish with in our Q Plus hand of the day. This was from Tim Burrell. And it's quite an interesting one, actually. So have a look at this. I'll put myself in the corner there. I'll move across and see what you think. I'm also interested if it's slightly clearer for you, because it's we've got a different font up, so it'll be interesting to see. So I'm going to start the bidding with the West hand. And he's got 1 no trump, so let's put 1 no trump in. So it's 1 no trump, and have a think about North's hand. I like that from Ruben and James right in a row. Double because you're on lead, and then from James, pass because you're on lead. I like that. Okay, so it's 1 no trump from West, and it's North's bid. What do you fancy with North's hand? Good, that's good. It's good to know. So because it looks a bit clearer here, so that's good news. Okay, so 1 no trump, and I'm hoping we're going to double. So let's do that. Okay, so 1 no trump double from North. It's interesting. Sorry, it marries what the auctions. The quiz we've just had is. So it's 1 no trump double. Now it gets interesting. What's East going to bid over the double? I'll let you have a think about that one. Okay. Good, I'm getting a lot of passes there. I'm pleased with that. Okay, so when you're balanced and your partner is balanced, you want to play in no trumps, okay? There's no reason to take out here. The only people who are going to have a problem are the people who play a very complicated wriggle where they can't... This hand I want to play in 1 no trump doubled. If you bid anything, you're not in 1 no trump doubled anymore. And as it happens, as we'll see, you'll make 1 no trump doubled quite comfortably, okay? So that's crucial. The reason why a lot of people do these takeouts, whether it's 2 clubs or redouble or whatever, is because you don't get doubled enough. Okay, okay. So you don't want to be taking out because you are balanced. Okay, I think pass is a brilliant bid. Now, if you play a system that pass forces your partner to make a bid, I'm sorry, but that's not a great system. Okay, because it means that you have to probably play in 1 no trump redoubled, and I would not want to be in that. But pass is fine. So let's say you do pass. I will be showing you the auction that happened at the table in a moment. Okay, let's say you pass. What does South bid now? This is tricky, isn't it? And I think probably with a 6-card suit and a really horrible hand, I think 2 hearts is reasonable. I don't really like taking my partner out of a double, okay, but I think with 6 hearts and absolutely nothing, it's not unreasonable, okay. And now the tricky bid becomes North's. Clearly it's passed by West. North's got 19, and it is tempting, isn't it? It is tempting to bid, but I don't think you should. I think your partner really should be passing that. Camilla, you're asking about exit transfers. Transfers are used for 5-card suits, whether you're playing exit transfers or normal transfers. It's the same poem, as it were. Transfers for 5 or more. So if you're someone who plays something called exit transfers, you should only do it on a 5-card suit. I think you've got to pass that with the North hand. It's not an easy pass, okay? But South is genuinely saying, partner, I have a pile of rubbish. And if you bid anything else with the North hand, you're going to find yourself in a real problem, okay? Yes, sorry, North's double is for penalties. That's important. So when South bids 2 hearts, he's saying, partner, I know you wanted to play in 1 no trump doubled, but I'm worried, okay? So, and that would actually finish the auction, okay? And in fact, I think 2 hearts will probably scrape home there. Even if you lost 4 trumps, I think if you lost 4 trump tricks, you'd only lose the ace of spades. And if you lose 3 trump tricks, you might lose another trick in the wash. Okay, but I think you should be able to scrape home in 2 hearts there. Okay, so let's restart it and let's look at the auction going a different way. So this is the auction they had at the table. 1 no trump, double again. And East actually bid 2 spades here as a natural bid. So rather than bidding 2 clubs, which I think is better if you're really desperate to take it out. As I say, from my point of view, East has a very decent hand. Not only, I do not regard that as a 7-point hand. I regard East's hand as a good 7, if not 8. You've got the 10-9 of spades, you've got the 10 of diamonds and the 9 of clubs. This hand is a good 7 count. It's not a 7 count. And so I'm thinking partner a lot of the time will make this contract. If he has a good 12, 13 or 14, I would say he's better than average to make it. So I'm passing. It went 2 spades, which was not a success, but there was another error in the auction because it went pass, pass, and North passed here. which I do not like at all. Okay, North should be doubling that. Okay, and that would end the auction. Okay, because there's no reason why East or West, once you've made the decision to bid 2 spades, I'm afraid you've got to suck it and see. Now, 2 spades, as you can imagine, went 4 off. That was 400 at the table, doubled its 1100. Now I know it's cruel, but that's what you've got to do. Okay, that's what you've got to do. So that would be horrible, but it would be good for us. And if you're playing teams, a nice 1100 is lovely, and that's what I love at teams. I think my opponents are frightened of me on the Friday teams because none of them overbid enough for me to double them and get lots of points. So last but not least, if it went 1-note double pass, how would 1-note trump go? Well, of course, North is playing by himself, I'm afraid. So even though he's got 19 points, okay, even though he's got 19 points, I'm afraid he's not going to have much luck. He'll lead the king of spades, but he'll be very disappointed when he sees dummy, because the ace of spades there, okay, wins it, okay, and now, of course, Declare has an extra stopper in spades. Okay. Once you've done 1 double for penalties, Vanessa, all doubles should be for penalties. Now, some people might agree something different, but after you are doubled for penalties, all subsequent doubles should be for penalties. And that is how we punish the opponents when they try to get away from 1-note trump double. Because believe me, most people don't know what to do after that. Okay. Most people don't know what to do after that. And that's why people wriggle, they escape. So they bid 2 spades and they're not doubled anymore. Now, as it happens, of course, as we're going to see, I think 1-note trump's going to make. Okay, what can they do? I think 1-note trump might even. Okay, yeah, it is unfortunately a penalty double after another penalty double is alertable. Of course, most people do play it though. Okay, which is strange, but it's one of the, it's one of these things. When I do penalty doubles, which is my favourite topic, one of my favourite topics, I will explain these things. So, yeah, what can North do? I think he's just going to make he's going to make 5 tricks. I think they're going to make 1-note trump doubled +1, which for those of you who don't know is worth 380. So minus 1100 to us or 380 to them. It's one of those amazing hands, and if it's on a team's hand, my goodness me, it could be exciting. Okay, so yeah, North's nothing he can do. He can't get to his partner's hand. And Declarer, I think, is going to lead the Queen of Clubs at trick 2. So we'll just play it. It will probably get ducked. And knowing that North has the ace, I'm going to lead the Jack of Clubs as well. And unfortunately for North, we see that the heart discard, and of course we can now finesse in clubs. So I think Declarer is probably going to get close. Well, Declarer might only make 7 tricks, but is going to be between 7 and 8 tricks. Really horrible there. Okay, so generally, unless you've agreed something specific with your partner, I'm going to move now, all doubles after a penalty double should be for penalties. As I say, some experts will play differently, but it's very complicated. Okay, once you have made a penalty double, okay, all subsequent doubles should be for penalties. Okay. Generally, if you've got long length in their suit, Ian, so in this one here, 2 spades doubled, believe me, they are not going to be making 2 spades doubled. You could maybe devise one hand, maybe in probably 25,000 that they might make it. But, that's if I suppose they had a 4-4 fit, maybe a 5-4 fit, your partner's void, I suppose. But I'm not worried. If they make it, they make it. Anyway, so I'm sorry about the start glitch. When my wife will edit that bit out, it was rather exciting. And we will have this new computer down to a key. Of course, it's got so much power, and that's the beauty of it. So it's going to allow us to do live streams and all sorts of things wonderfully. But again, apologies for the errors there. Quick look at the quiz to remind you of that. 1-note trump from your opponent, and it's your bid. 1-note trump from your opponents, and it's your bid. Okay, do come and see us at Bernard Magee Bridge if you fancy joining us there. And as I say, you can cancel any time. So why not do a month and see how it is, and then you can. But if you are going to cancel, please tell me why. I want to know, because I'm hoping that we're going to develop. That's the whole point of of the website we're hoping to develop as a website and have some fun and enjoy ourselves. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A bit longer than, it's nearly 12 o'clock. I better go. Thanks very much. Thank you.